Yes, people. What are we saying? Back, finally back. Apologies, guys. I've just been a bit busy, you know what I'm saying? But we're here, back on the ground and that. And I even got one of the guys. Introduce yourself. Happening. Introduce yourself, lad. Yo. Why's the two of you? Ben? What's going on here? Sorry, chat. Bear with me. Might have to leave, Ben. Might have to leave and join back. Why's the two of you? What's going on? Not this one.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. Fucking hell. There's two of you for some strange reason.
I can hear you now.
It's alright. It's alright. But, yeah, man. How's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
No, I'm not bad, man. Not bad.
A long time coming.
I know, man. It's gonna make this more of a regular thing now, because obviously, you know, been a bit slack here. But yeah, man. Oh well, we've got a couple of topics we've got to talk about.
Yeah, Sam.
You know what's going on here. We've got to speak about Saka because he's apparently match fit.
Yeah, I've seen that he's returned.
Yeah, and Gyokeres, Arsenal wanting Gyokeres, and is the Premier League really the best league?
What should we start with?
So I think we should start with. The Premier League. You know.
Go on then.
Nah, the thing is with me, right, with the Premier League, currently as well, is the question is for me, and I want you to answer this like, honestly. Is it really the best league right now?
For me personally, I don't think it is. I don't think the Premier League is what it used to be. I feel like because there's been like so much money thrown into it and with owners and stuff like that, I feel like the Premier League's just becoming like a cash cow now. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's more like everyone already knows every season who's going to win the league, and there's no fight, like there's no like surprise teams. Although saying that though, going against my point, saying that though, you're looking at Forest this season. Look at what they're doing. So
True.
But nah, for me, I feel like the Premier League. I feel like what it is it's. I don't think it's the best league in the world, but I think it's the most watched league in the world because everyone knows all the teams. To get me, but I personally don't think it's the best league in the world at the moment.
So, what do you think is the best league then?
I think the best league in the world at the moment, and people might think this is controversial, but I genuinely think the best league in the world at the moment is the Spanish league. Because you look at the
I agree.
you look at the likes of the players they've got. You look at the likes of the players they've got up and coming. The Premier League doesn't really have quality like that up and coming. You look at let's say for instance Lamine Yamal, whatever he's called, Lamine Yamal. The Premier League doesn't have someone upcoming like that, 17 years old, killing it for one of the biggest clubs in the world. I just think, and look, Real Madrid pretty much concrete signed on to get Trent now as well. Look at the team they're going to have.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Oh,
what's your
I don't know.
Anyway,
My opinion is that look, some people are going to say it's the best league, but let's be honest. Let's isolate this season, right? It's not been the greatest season for the Premier League, has it? Advertisement wise,
not really, no.
you know, we've seen so many games that have been like low on quality. Like for example, like us against Chelsea. That's a big game. That's a big Premier League game. Big clubs going at it. A London derby. But yet we are seeing like a 1-0. It's not even just that, it's a 1-0. Like Chelsea
And,
didn't do anything. We didn't do anything.
let me just
So
say, go on.
go on.
Let me just say that here that I think that London derby, Arsenal Chelsea as well. I feel like it wasn't a comfortable 1-0 either. It wasn't a standout win. It was like a scrappy 1-0 win.
Yeah, it was a scrappy game. It was just low quality. That's all it were. Both teams low quality. And that's why you can't. And that's why you can argue and say that it's really bad. Not really bad, but the quality wise in the Premier League at the moment is not up to the standards we used to seeing.
No, it's not at all, mate. You like look at let's just bring this in for instance. You look at what Man City have done for the past 5 years in the Premier League, and look at them this season. This season they could go trophyless if they don't beat Forest. If they don't beat Forest in the FA Cup, they're going to go trophyless.
Yeah, and even worse, they might even not get Champions League.
Exactly, and like imagine the upset that would cause, the riot that would cause if that happened.
I can't see Pep in a Europa League game.
I think if Man City don't qualify for the Champions League, I think Pep will be off, and I think a lot of the players will be off as well.
Yeah,
I know Haaland's just signed a new deal, but the reason he signed that new deal is so that he can make money on him when they finally sell him.
Yeah,
there's no way he's going to stick around until 2034.
Nah, they'll be lucky to see him until he's in his. We'll be lucky to see him at 28, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah. But yeah, I agree with you with the La Liga point though, because I haven't watched a lot of La Liga. You know,
I've started watching it a lot more because of how entertaining it actually is. Like,
yeah,
do you know what it is? There's actually a title race on in La Liga, whereas there's no title race on in the Premier League. Let's be honest, Liverpool are going to win the league. Like,
well, yeah, I think they will.
Man City are 22 points off Liverpool.
Yeah, and they're a big club.
Yeah, exactly.
For years.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's also a bit of an embarrassment that the fact that Arne Slot, who's Liverpool's manager, has walked in his first season and is about to win the Premier League. I think if I'm a team around him like Man City or an Arsenal or a Chelsea, you're looking at that thinking, how's he just walked in his first season from the Eredivisie and won?
Exactly. No financial backing as well. You know, he's only got to use. I think he only spent, what was it, roughly 10 mil on Chiesa.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It is embarrassing, and that's why it's like, if I was the board for Arsenal, I would look at that and think, you know what, this guy, he's taken us so far. We need to get a man. We need to get a manager in that can literally win it right now, because we've clearly got the players.
Let me ask you a
Clearly
question.
have it.
Let me ask you a question. As an Arsenal fan, right? Do you think Arteta's time is up?
Yeah, I do think it's up because he's taken us so far, and he's basically just he's just run out of ideas. That's all I can say about it. He's
Yeah, there's
run
no
out of
like,
ideas.
the thing I've noticed about Arteta is he hasn't got a plan B. Do you know what I mean? He's not got a
Well, he's
plan B.
struggling with a plan A because all his
Exactly my
players are out.
exactly my point. But yeah, we'll be going on to Saka in a bit. But yeah, I just think because you're one of many that I think Arteta is finished. Like, there's obviously you get some of the fans out there saying, "Nah, give him time," but how much time does a man need? Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
he can't have 5 years and expect me to back
Yeah,
him when
exactly,
he's not won me a trophy
exactly.
with his group of players as well.
Your team could easily, if your board was competent, right? If your board was competent and they knew what they were doing, if you'd have got a striker in last summer or this summer, you would win the league because you've got everything you need. You've got all the resources you need to win the league. It's just you can't win the league because of because of certain players. Like
Of
playing,
course.
like let's not take the mick here, but playing Kai Havertz up front and thinking you're going to win the league against the team that's got like um Salah and stuff like that. They're just not going to compete,
No, not
and
really.
it's silly results as well. The thing about Arsenal is these silly results that they're giving away that they shouldn't be giving away.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest one is probably Aston Villa at
Man
home,
United,
Man United, Everton at home. We got to play them this Saturday.
you've got a tough
Fulham
game,
away, which will come on to that because we play them at home tonight. It's you know
and
what I
that's
mean. The
yeah,
list can go on. The list can go on.
that's what I
Drawing
mean.
to Liverpool when Liverpool weren't at their best, and
Liverpool
we
were there
were
for
winning. We were winning, but because
yeah.
we didn't have a back four, we end up losing. It's just yeah.
Like there's no like let's not take the mick here, but Arteta's finished when he's playing a centre mid up front. He's playing Mikel Merino up top, and bless the guy, it's not his fault, but he's not a striker. Let's be honest.
Yep. We spent 700 million plus to see that.
And the striker that you've got's always injured. Like realistically, this can't be it. It's just it needs to be sorted. Like you could have easily in
What are we on
January,
about? Jesus.
yeah, you could have easily in January gone and got Ollie Watkins. You should have gone and got him. He wanted your club. He wanted you there and then. You should have gone and got him.
There's a couple of players that wanted the Arsenal move.
Last summer, you should have gone and got Ivan Toney. 40 million, you could have had him.
Yeah,
But instead,
exactly.
he's going. He's doing a bit like what I don't want to bring up Man United because they shouldn't really be in the conversation. But he's doing a bit what their board do. He's not going for option one. He's going for option 2 and 3, and it's not good enough. This is why they're not going to win titles because you look at teams like Man City, you look at teams like Liverpool. They get option one that they want,
Exactly.
and that's the difference. That's the difference in level, and that's the difference in why Liverpool and Man City are going to dominate for years, and Man United are not going to do anything until they sort themselves out. And the same with Arsenal, because if Arsenal, I'm telling you now, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but if Arsenal stick with Arteta for another year, it's going to be that we're going to be having this same debate next year.
Exactly. Spot on. Um, yeah, I'm just hoping and praying that like the only way he can have another season with us if that we get players in, and I mean players.
If
I
you
don't
get
want
all,
to hear no. I don't want to hear no like another meaty midfielder, another promising defender, but needs time to adapt. And then we spent roughly 80 mil and saying that's a 7 out of 10 window. Like, come on, what
yeah,
are we doing here?
thing is
What are
though,
we doing here?
the thing is as well, Arsenal this summer have got no excuse to not sign a striker. You've got 3 strikers who are desperate to join your club. 3 strikers who are quality enough to win you a league. You've got 3 strikers wanting your club, and if you don't sign one of them, then it's absolutely shambolic from an Arsenal point of view and the Arsenal board. Because if you're wanting 3 hungry strikers that are young, who want to join your club, who will win you the league, and you don't sign them, then there's no help. There's no hope for the club.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, though. How many positions do you think that Arsenal need to buy in the summer?
I think
Like,
obviously position number 1 without a doubt is a striker. They need a striker. I think they also need fullback cover, because when Ben White gets injured, they haven't really got a fullback. They haven't got a right back. Realistically, I feel
well,
like
there's Timber. There's
there's
Timber there.
yeah, true, but yeah, I feel like they need another. I feel like they need another holding DM, because when Rice is playing as an 8, if you lose Partey, who are you playing in holding? You're playing Rice,
Oh
but then
yeah,
you
we're looking.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You need another midfielder at least, and I feel, and this is going to be controversial, because if there's any Arsenal fans watching, this is going to be controversial. You need another winger to compete with Saka. Because why do you think Saka's injured? Because he's playing every single minute of every single game in games he doesn't need to play.
Hmm.
You need another winger. In fact, you need another 2 wingers, because Martinelli, I don't know what's up with him at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And it's not like there's not players out there that want your club. It's just about your club going and getting the right players.
Yeah, it's about spending the money, Ben. I think the problem is that they're reluctant to go over 200 mil.
And the thing is as well that's annoying is it's not like you've not got the money.
Of course, it's not. Like, we're not finished. We're not going to be finishing in Champions League spots for no reason and doing well in the Champions League to
And this is
say
what
we've had no money.
will annoy me about some Arsenal fans who will be against what you're saying. They'll be like, yeah, you're going all negative like this, saying blah, blah, blah. But they're saying, yeah, but we're in a quarterfinals against Real Madrid. But I'm telling you now, do you know if he sets up with a team with Marino up top against Real Madrid, you're going to get absolutely battered.
Listen, the thing is, what I'm looking at is eventually going on to win a Champions League because we are up there in world football. If we want to stay up there in world football, we've got to have players that will be there for longevity and of the quality.
And the other thing is as well,
Because we're
is if,
seeing,
go
sorry
on.
Ben, one sec. Because we're seeing that there's a dip. There's a dip in players. Martinelli, the biggest dip of them all, to a point where we want to sell him this summer. A few seasons ago, this guy was going to be the guy that,
Well, look at him in
wins
lockdown.
everything.
In lockdown.
That's what I mean. And Trossard, he might be moving on. I hope he doesn't. I really like him. But if he's not delivering anymore, then unfortunately, he's no longer he's no longer service to requirements.
And don't get me wrong. I think what Arsenal have got, which is really, really good. I've got 2 points here. What Arsenal have got, which is really, really good, is obviously their youth system. Like, look, you've got the likes of Wanieri, Lewis Skelly coming through. They're players that, yeah, they're having good seasons now, but they need to be nurtured as well. You can't just throw them in at the deep end. Because we've seen it with a lot of players. We've seen it you look at other clubs and other players, you throw them straight in and they don't do well and they get criticised. Like, you need to nurture them. They're both 18 years old. They're young kids. Like, don't get me wrong, they've got bags of quality, especially Wanieri. He's going to be a special player, but I still think you need another winger, and I still think you need. I know you've got Calafiore, but I'm not too sure on him. I still think you need another winger definitely, because Wanieri needs to be more of like a rotation player.
He needs to be a 10. He needs to be playing where he should be playing. He needs to be playing, not accommodating for the likes of Odegaard. And this is a thing where I need to say about this as well, because you never know, Ben. You never know, but we might even need to look at another number 10.
Yeah, because
I'm
look at
being
Erdegaard.
genuinely serious.
Look at
He's having
Erdegaard.
a big dip as well.
He's had a shocking season. But and my other point was the whole thing about my thing will be, and this is what a lot of Arsenal fans who don't agree with your opinion will be, is they'll be like, yeah, but if we go on to win the Champions League this year, then I think Arteta should stay. That's not how it should be. Just because you've won the Champions League doesn't mean he should get another chance because you've scraped the Champions League. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, I'm all up for giving people chances, yeah, but you got to deliver.
5
I have
years.
to deliver. You know, I've been waiting. Why the fuck am I waiting 5 years to be saying give him a chance?
That's what I
Do you think
mean.
Liverpool fans would be doing that with Jurgen Klopp?
Arteta would have been gone 3 seasons ago if it was Liverpool.
Do you think? Do you think City would have done that?
Why do you think City
No.
didn't? Why do you think City let him go?
That's what I mean. And then we'll look at the elites of them all. Real Madrid. Do you think Real Madrid will allow that?
Exactly.
Chelsea, when they were elite, don't know what's happened to them. Do you honestly think they would allow that?
Not a chance.
So why are we allowing hypocrisy?
I'm not being funny, right? You're not in this bracket at the moment, but if it carries on going the way it's going, your team's going to start looking like a bit of a laughing stock because people are just taking their mick. The fact you've got Arteta in charge after 5 years and he's not won you a trophy is very concerning.
Listen, the way we are at the minute is perfect to what Patrice ever said. We're basically a Netflix show.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it's just embarrassing. It's tiring. It's doing watch-alongs and talking about Arsenal, doing content on Arsenal. It's just tiring.
Yeah, there's no joy in it or anything.
This season especially, there were a few times where I think to myself, I can't be arsed doing this watch-along.
I know, but because you're a proper fan, you have to do it, don't you?
I have to do it. I'm just seeing the same things.
Yeah,
Seeing the same things. We're playing the same players. We can't change anybody. Our squad is a mess. Our bench is supposed to be a 10 out of 10 bench, but where is the 10 out of 10?
exactly.
We're making excuses saying our players are art, but let's be honest, were they really doing much anyway? Apart from Bukayo Saka. Apart from Bukayo Saka, who else has been doing what they should be doing? Nobody.
No one really.
And that's why, we've got to think about these certain things. Jesus is going out for me. Kai Havertz, bench player. Tommy Yasu, he might need. I really love Tommy Yasu. You know my thing about Tommy Yasu.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, very, very underrated player.
Just the guy can't stay fit.
I know.
You know what they say? The availability is the best ability. He's never been available.
Literally.
So we have to think about what he's gonna do for his future.
But yeah, no, I think that a lot needs to be done at Arsenal and very, very fast. This summer's going to be a big window for him. It's got to be.
Has to be. If I don't see more than 200 mil, right, then it's going to be the same thing. We have to spend over 200 mil. Because if we don't, there's just no point of trying. It's a challenge.
Exactly.
No point. Can't keep spending. And also, it's just spending on crap.
Yeah, it's not good, mate. It's not good. Anyway, should we? What do you want to move on to the Saka or the Gyokeres?
We'll go on to Gyokeres.
Let me just say something about that guy, by the way. Let me just say something about that guy. That guy is absolutely quality. He's everything that Arsenal need. I'm telling you. He would suit Arsenal to a T. With the way you play, that guy is quality. He's got age on his side. He knows how to score goals. He's your ideal signing. I feel like this might be controversial. I think he's more ideal of a signing than Isak is. Because Newcastle are wanting 150 million for Isak.
Yeah. Roughly anyway.
And don't get me wrong, Isak is a good player, but I just feel like for the money, Gyokeres is your man.
Is he more 100%. Of the man than Osimhen?
I feel like he is. I feel like Osimhen's more of a United or a Chelsea player. I don't feel like he'd suit an Arsenal. But I feel like Gyokeres has got everything to suit Arsenal.
Fair
Like
enough.
that guy is quality, absolutely quality. And that's not me putting disrespect on Isak. Isak is a quality player, but I just feel like for the money, instead of slapping 150 down on one player, you could slap 80, 70 or 80 on Gyokeres and still go and get
Yeah,
another
exactly.
position.
Exactly.
What do you think on
Yeah,
it?
I think it's brilliant, especially because the reason why I put it in the title, Arsenal want Gyökeres, is all because of our new sporting director, Andrea Beretti.
I know, yeah.
He's actually come out and said, "Listen, Gyökeres is the target." So that is positive to hear. So I can't wait what any other targets he's got in mind for this summer.
And you know he's got pedigree, mate, with some of the players he's signed.
Exactly. So he's the guy that won't mess about.
But yeah, no. What? Let me ask you. Who would you rather have Gyokeres and sign another couple of players, or have Isak? Because I know how much you rate Isak.
Yeah. No, it's the thing in it. It's where no, it's just a dilemma in it. But obviously we need a striker regardless. If he's the best option, then we'll just go and get him. We haven't got time to mess about.
No, you haven't.
Scout him a bit more. Make sure he is the guy. Don't just go hype all that. Let's get him. Actually analyze why the reason. And then if they still say it, because this is April, by the way. So if they still say it, let's say July, something like end of June, July, then I know that they've done their research on Gyökeres.
And then it's a no-brainer that you've got to get him.
It's no brainer, yeah, exactly. And it makes it a lot more easier for us because then we can go and get other targets. So we clearly need a winger, like you said. We need a midfielders, and we'll need another defender probably.
Yeah, 100%.
So, you know what I mean? We need at least 4 or 5 players coming in. But I don't just want 4 or 5 players and be all right with it. They need to be big names. Need to be
Yeah,
top players. So I've had enough of seeing this Calafiore, Morenos, fucking Netos, fucking Sterlings.
I know.
Seen it all
Yeah,
before. We get these type of signings in. We're literally holding back because of these signings.
literally.
So let's go and get some big names in. Let's go and get Eze's. You know, just go and get these players.
Yeah, and the thing is, let me just stop you there. I think the thing is as well is this is just showing that when you get in the players like your likes of Sterling, your Calafiores and stuff like that, you know what I mean, your Marinos, it's just showing that Arsenal are, it's showing that Arsenal don't have a clue what they're doing, because it's like you said, if Arsenal, instead of going to, because what Arsenal do is, for me, is I feel like what they'll do is they'll spend 80 million on one big player in a window and then sign a few little fringe players as backup and say, there you go, we've signed you 5 players, that's a good window. But it's not a good window, because the player that they've spent 80 million on is not even worth 80 million. And with that 80 million, you could have bought 3 or 4 quality players and then brought in a Sterling or something as cover. But instead, what they're doing is they're spending, like, how much did they spend on Havertz?
Well, Havertz is technically Havertz was the last window. But if you want to do this window, then they spent Calafiore. They spent about 42 mil.
Exactly. And there's no way, because he's had one good Euros, he's worth 42 million.
Don't
Don't
get me
get me
started
wrong,
with
well done.
Moreno.
You got your number one signing last window. Yeah, you got Declan Rice, but that was a no-brainer. You were going to get Declan Rice. That was already agreed about 3 months before. You knew you were going to get him. But then instead of building on that and going to get a striker as well, which you needed, like you could have easily gone and got Declan Rice for 100 million and gone and slapped 40 million and got Ivan Toney and then a few little fringe players, and that would have been a better window than what you already had. But because you signed £100 million Declan Rice, they were like, oh, there you go. There's your statement number one signing. Now we're just going to sign crap. because no offense to the guy, but Raheem Sterling hasn't been good since he's been at City. Like, let's not take the mick here. Stuff like that, and it's just stuff like that. And like, I feel like that's what Arsenal are doing at the moment. They're signing one big player that's worth less than they're actually paying for him. So they're slapping 80 million down on players that are worth 50, 60 million maximum, and saying, here you go, here's your statement signing, and then have a few little fringe players. So then it looks good on the transfer list to say, look, we've signed 5 players, but realistically, those 5 players won't even get into like a Southampton side or something like that. They won't even get into a top 6 side. So why are they going into a team that's battling for the league?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, let's just isolate this window, for example. So I said Calafiori, we bought it for 42 mil, right? Plus add-ons. So he's roughly near 50.
That's crazy.
And then we've got Mikel Moreno, yeah.
How
That's
much do you
a
pay?
squad utility player, basically an El Neni replacement. We bought him for 27.4 mil.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
it's stupid, mate. So you're telling me you've spent almost 70 million on 2 mediocre players?
Well, that's what I mean. And also, I wouldn't even mind bringing in Mikel Moreno, right? But the problem is, why are we spending nearly 30 mil on him when we could have got him for roughly 15 mil?
And the thing is as
Apparently.
well, the thing is about that as well is Mikel Marino wasn't even your number one. Your number one was Zuba, and yet
Yeah,
again you didn't go and get him.
yeah, and we might not get him as well because we're messing about.
That's what I mean. It's
Might
just
go to Real.
exactly. It's just, and I totally agree with what you're saying. It's going to be it's a big window this season for Arsenal, because as much as as much as you need, like you said, you need 4 or 5 players, and you need 4 or 5 quality players, not just 4 or 5.
Real
Oh,
quality because
yeah.
the players that will be missing, Partey and Jorginho, they'll both be most likely leaving.
And I'm not being funny, right? Sorry to put you in, but I'm not being
No
funny.
worries.
But realistically, if you have another crap season like you have this season, yeah, do you really think the likes of Saliba and players like Declan Rice are going to be like, do I really want to stay around this when Saliba's got Real Madrid looking at him? Do you really think he's going to want to stick around when he could go to Real Madrid and win every title he wants?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, you need to be careful, because people are saying, yeah, Saliba's happy at Arsenal. He's happy at Arsenal, but he's only going to be happy at Arsenal for a certain amount of time. It's a bit like a Pogba. Do you know when he went to United, he was happy at United, but then United started playing shit and he wanted a move and they didn't give him the move. And then they lost him for free.
Yeah, exactly.
So they need to be very careful. And the thing is, Saliba's only 24. So he's not even in his prime yet. So they need to be very, very careful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my opinion on it anyway. I just think Arsenal's high ups just don't know what they're doing. They're not fan pleasers. They're not club pleasers. They're just businessmen. That's all they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm not being funny, right? If you let's put it into this perspective. If let's swap it around and let's say Arsenal had Man City's owners, right? If Arsenal had Man City's owners, you'd have the likes of Isaac, you'd have the likes of Zubamende, you'd have the likes of who else have you been interested in? You'd have the likes of like Eze, players like that. You'd have a Rafael Leao. You'd have all the players you wanted, and then you'd start doing what Man City do. That's literally it. The reason Man City are so successful is because they've got owners who will just spend money.
Oh yeah, I'm not afraid. Not afraid to spend the money.
And look what happens. You've got to take risks to get rewards, and Man City took risks, and look at the rewards they've got.
Exactly.
So yeah, but anyway, what's your take on it?
Um, it's just like it's just tiring because we're so close, but yet so far.
Literally.
And
And
it's just like,
the
go
other
on.
thing All that I was going to say is what you've just
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head there with that point. You're so close, but yet you're so far because the amount of times that Liverpool have given you a lifeline this season and you've not taken it. You
Of
would
course.
you easily could have, like, what are you? I think you're 14 points or 12 points off them.
We're 12 points behind them.
Yeah. If you took the chances that Liverpool messed up at, you'd be about 6 to 9 points behind them, even less probably. But because
Probably
every
be, yeah. Roughly.
fucked up, you fucked up as well. It's like when Liverpool drew to Man United, when Liverpool lost to Forest, when Liverpool drew. Who else did they draw to? I can't remember. But when they've drawn those games and lost games,
Drawn
you
to
should have
Villa, innit?
capitalised there. Yeah, you should have capitalised there and then.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This run of games. These run of the games, right? In fact, we'll have a look now.
If you've got Liverpool have got a tough run in, haven't they?
Got a tough run. So do we, but
Yeah, but
have a look.
realistically, like if Liverpool were to lose it from here, then that would be a big talking point.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hang on a sec.
And the thing that makes it even worse, right, is as like for Liverpool is the fact that Liverpool are doing this right, and they've got they're about to lose one of their best players for free. They've got another one who's out of contract in the summer, and they've got another one who might leave as well. Their best player might leave, Salah. They're trying to say that he's going to stay. I don't think Salah will stay because he's won everything at Liverpool now, hasn't he? I think
Salah, he wants to stay.
I think Van Dijk will stay. I know Salah wants to stay, but they're not going to give him the money.
No. But it's a bit weird though, because if I were them, I would easily keep Salah.
But you look at it as well. Let's talk about that for a second. Liverpool. You look at it look at Liverpool's depth. Look at their squad. You know, if they get an injury, like Curtis Jones gets an injury, look at who they've got on the bench. They've got the players like Gravenberch. Gravenberch at Arsenal, quality player. He'd be a quality player. They've got the
He's having
players
a
like
bit of a dip, hasn't he, this
they've
period
got.
though.
Yeah, like this might be funny, but look at Endo.
No, I like Endo. I like him. He's a very good, very tidy squad player.
Yeah, he's a tidy player. He never puts a foot wrong when he plays. You know what I mean? Look at Sobersley. Look at what he's doing.
He's becoming good this season.
Look at what he's doing. Like
He's just the engine, Soberslide, and that's what you
he's
need
just
sometimes.
everywhere. He is quality. Look at McAllister. That's four. I've just named
He's their
four
best
midfielders.
midfielder.
I've just named four midfielders that Arsenal could have easily got if they used their brain. I've just named four midfielders that would easily walk into Arsenal's side.
100%. So, yeah, let's share. I've got the Arsenal fixtures, so let me just show you on screen. If you can see.
You see what I mean? That's like, look at that. Fulham at home, Everton away, Real Madrid at home, Brentford at home, and Real Madrid away.
Tough, man.
That's
Tough.
just.
That's April, and we got.
You don't like, and I already know you don't like
Switch.
playing Everton. Everton at Goodison Park is not an easy game.
I really don't. And why is this postponed? What?
I don't know.
Is it FA Cup or something?
Yeah, I think it is.
Week. Oh, for fuck's sake.
But like, you know what's mad? Do you know what's really mad? Do you know Ipswich away? That's not going to be an easy game for you.
I know.
It should be realistically, but it's not going to be.
And after that, it's Bournemouth, Liverpool, at Anfield,
Like, look at that. That's just
Newcastle, at home,
Liverpool.
Southampton away last game. Oh, Jesus.
Like, it's just.
We're going to win the league through that. Jesus Christ.
Literally, he's. Like, and there's no hope because anyway. Let's move on to the Saka thing. Like you said,
Hang on. I want to see Liverpool's. What you call it? I want to see Liverpool's fixtures. If we can. Right. Everton tomorrow. Fulham away. West Ham at home. Leicester away. Tottenham at home. Chelsea away. Was it home? Was at Anfield? What's their last games? Brighton. Oof. Palace. Oof. That's tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
But yeah, see how that goes. But yeah, this one, the last one. About Saka. He actually match fit.
See, I've got quite a bit to say on this Saka situation, but I'll let you
I
start
know.
with it.
Yeah, with me, I just think it's ridiculous. I know we need him, and I know this is a tough part of the season. He has been out for a while, but this is his first big injury, and if we're not careful, he could easily do it. It's a hamstring. I've had hamstring injuries. I know what it's like. Maybe not to the extent that he's had it, where he's out for months, but hamstring injury is not. It's not an easy injury to get rid of.
No, it's not.
So, but I have a bit of hope, but again, I can't have hope because hearing news like with the Ben White situation, like the physio or the medical team knew that he was playing with a knee injury. It doesn't give me confidence with the Bukayo Saka thing because he's a young player, probably one of the most, well, he's the most impactful player in our team. So we can't afford for him to be out for more months than what he's already been out for. And also the treatment between the Ben White and him. Ben White is still getting his grips together. He hasn't played a lot of minutes since he's been back from injury. He started a few games, one or two maybe, but big games, no, he hasn't. But yeah, we're going to do this for Saka probably. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'll let you. What's your thoughts on it?
I totally agree with everything you've just said, and I'm gonna just say this now, and a lot of people are gonna think he's just talking shit. But I am telling you now, with Saka coming back this early, it's an injury. He's a serious injury waiting to happen. I'm telling you, because like you said about hamstring injuries, it's not just that. If he does any more damage to his hamstring, if he returns too early and does any more damage to his hamstring, not only is he's gonna be out for months, maybe rest of this season, majority of the next season. But going forwards down the line, it's always going to play a part on him, and then he's going to start getting more and more injured. I just think it's an accident. I just think it's one injury away from disaster, genuinely, because Saka's not the type of guy to normally get big injuries. He gets little niggles here and there, yeah, but he
That's how
doesn't.
it starts, though.
Yeah, exactly. But I just think genuinely, and obviously, I love Saka. Saka's one of my favourite players. But I just think he's a big in. I just think he's one accident away from disaster. Um, and I think the reason that they're rushing him back is because they're like, oh shit, we've got Real Madrid in a week, and if we don't have him, but it's just going to cost him. It's going to cost them in the long run if they play him. If they start him against Real Madrid, then there's going to be a problem because he's not. There's no way that he's come back last week and he's fully fit, ready to play. There's no way. It's not possible. He
Yeah, I
needs a
don't.
couple. I think what they should do is they should nurture him. They should put him on the bench today, give him 20 minutes, see what he's like, and then build him back into it.
Yeah,
But knowing
100%.
Arteta, because he's a flipping clown, he'll be like, right, Saka, you're starting.
Yeah, that's a joke itself. How can he start?
That's what I mean. But then it's not just the fact that he's starting; it's the fact that you look at if I'm Wanyera and I'm thinking, hold on a second, I know Saka's the guy here, but he's been out injured for about 4 months, and I've been killing him, and you're just going to drop me like that. It's like
Yeah, and he's actually been playing football international level, playing for the under
that's what I
21s,
mean.
and he
And
scored a
it's not
goal.
like he's not been doing out for them because he's done well. He's done very well. He scored on his debut for God's sake. Like,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I just genuinely, and I hate to say it because Saka is one of my favourite players in the Premier League, but it's just I just think he is one big injury away from disaster.
Yeah,
Because Saka's been having these little, and especially with his knee, like you said, he's been having a problem with that since flipping 2 years ago. He's had a problem with that for ages, but they've just been like, "Oh, he's fine, he's fine." And then the reason he's ended up like this is because it's like this season. You look at it. Do you know when they played him against? Who did they play him against? Do you know when they played him in the Carabao Cup? What need?
yeah.
What need? What need does he have to play in a Carabao Cup? Do you know what I mean? What does he? Why does he need to play in a Carabao Cup?
There isn't.
You know what I'm starting to see in Saka and what Arteta's doing is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did to Rashford, and look what happened to Rashford,
Yeah, exactly.
and he's never been the same player since. And I don't want that to happen to Saka because Saka's what 22, 23. He's got the world at his feet. He needs to
I
be
think he's
protected.
23 anyway.
Yeah, he needs to be protected. But yeah, that's my stance on Saka, and obviously I stand by it, and I'm very passionate on it because Saka is one of my favorite players, like I've said, and
Yeah, it's
I
23.
just know it's going to go wrong if um, it goes wrong for him. So, and this is why you need another winger to give him competition because if you had competition, you won't be in this position.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing is with people, they don't want a similar quality to Saka or more quality than Saka. They
Literally,
want they want a guy that's not all that, but
yeah. So
just
then they can
playing.
see Saka play every week, but then again, Saka playing every week. Even if you signed like, let's say, who's not as good as Saka, but he's an all right winger. Let's have a look at let's say Ishmael Assar from Palace, right? He's
Yeah,
not Saka's level, but if you add him as a fringe player as a backup to Saka, he'll do you a job, but he's not going to do what Saka does. But your fans aren't going to appreciate that because they're going to be like, "Who's this shit player here?" But then they don't realise the reason you've signed him is so you can protect Saka for the bigger games that you must win.
of course,
But then
of
their
course.
argument will be, oh, they've got Wanyeri. But Wanyeri's an 18-year-old kid, and like you said, he should be playing in the centre.
Yeah, it should be. He's more comfortable there.
Don't get me wrong, he's killed it when he played off the right, but he's a central player. You can tell by the way he plays. Because every time he plays on the right, he's always coming inside.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. It's like we've seen the effect that the guy can have when he's got space around the
Yeah,
middle.
the guy, I'm telling you now, Wanyeri, if he keeps his head down, 18 years old, he's got the world at his feet, mate. I'm telling you. He's quality. He's absolutely
Yeah,
quality.
definitely.
But yeah, no, that Saka thing. And when I seen the title, I was like, I'm gonna have to get myself in here because I've got a lot to say about this Saka situation. Because
And have a look at the quotes, what he said as well.
when I read it earlier saying Saka's back and fit, I was like, there's no way the guy's fit. He's been back training about 4 days, and
Ridiculous.
I've got a weird feeling. I bet you he's in the squad tonight. I bet you he's in the squad tonight.
Listen, I don't mind him in squad, but at the same time, please don't start him. Please don't give him more than 20 minutes, please.
If
Don't
you
give
see
more
him
than
on the
20.
team sheet tonight, yeah, in the starting 11, you're gonna have to make a separate video on that because that's an
Well,
absolute joke.
I mean, yeah, it's just the match
Because
of
he's
action
just
won't be pretty. Let's just tell you
yeah.
that. Um, what?
Because
What?
I know you're not doing it, but I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans are just underestimating Fulham and thinking, yeah, we should beat these. But Fulham are a good side.
Yeah, the way we've been playing all season, like there's no easy game.
And let me ask you
Like, we've
this:
got to play.
Would you be surprised if Fulham beat you?
No, I wouldn't.
That's what I mean. That's just a crazy statement as it is. You know what I mean? For an Arsenal fan to be saying, would you be surprised if Fulham beat you, and you say no? That just shows what problems there are at Arsenal.
Us. I'm afraid for most games.
That's what I mean. Have you been into a game this season where you thought, yeah, we're going to comfortably beat these? Like
Oof,
realistically,
not really.
and like when you played City, when you beat City 5-1, that was a fluke.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're just having a terrible season.
Yeah, literally. If City were on it that day and they had all their players, they would have absolutely battered you.
Yeah, facts. Ah, this is the one here. Share it in a minute. Here we go. Get this on the screen.
But yeah, no, I had a lot. I knew when I seen the title, I was like, I'm gonna have to get myself in this stream because I had a lot to say about Saka because I've been reading the quotes like you, and I just think they're a load of crap, to be honest. To confirm
Mikel
that Bukayo
Arteta
Saka is fit. Nah,
available again tomorrow. Interesting.
but he's been out. He's
Look at the
been out
time frame.
Christmas. Yeah, Christmas was 4 months ago, and you're saying he's fully fit after just returning from injury. This is what an incompetent manager says. Do you know what I mean? That's what an incompetent manager says.
Plenty of rehab. He's had plenty of rehab. Lots of players have had plenty of rehabs and still get pick up injuries after injuries.
Exactly. So clearly the
Daniel
rehab's not working.
Sturridge. It's not about having plenty of rehab. It's about making sure um your body can easily. I mean, I get it. I want him to
Like,
play,
look,
and
like,
I do think he should be
let me
playing.
just
But
put you in there. Do
go
you know
on,
where it says he's pushing because he really wants it? Yeah, he's
where
pushing
does it
it
say
because
that?
you're pushing it.
Oh, there it is.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
respect we have respect the time frame, but we have done everything, and we have had to hold him back, even so he's ready to go. No, he's not ready to go. It's another
Listen, he
massive
probably
weapon that
is.
we have.
He probably is ready to go, but you still got to make sure his body can
Yeah,
last.
because
Not about his mind.
he might mentality he might be like, yeah, get me back on the pitch, but his body might be like, no, I'm not ready yet.
This is why. I mean, depends, innit? I definitely think he should be coming on if he's all
Yeah, but
right. If he's all right, bring
I
him
wouldn't
on.
give him any more than
But
25 minutes.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he can't be having half an hour. Like, what the hell?
Not on his first game against the Fulham as well.
Yeah, and they're just going to be all they're going to be doing, right? It's a big
They're just
game
going to be
because
onto him. They're going to be
where
onto him.
they are. Let me look quickly. Check where they are in the
They're
table.
doing well this season.
So Fulham,
But yeah, if so
8.
the Fulham and London derby's not a
They can
game you
get
want to be
Europe.
putting Saka 30 minutes on.
They're chasing Europe. So this is going to be a game where it's going to be really physical. It's going to be a lot of kicking.
And they're
Whoever
gonna
plays,
and yeah, go on.
whoever plays right at fullback, um, left back, whoever plays left back will be making sure that if Bukayo comes on, they're just going to kick daylights out of him.
And they're gonna know that he's not fully fit, and they're just gonna keep doing it.
I mean,
But like they're all in their rights to do that. It's nothing against them doing it. It's the incompetence of the manager. What I would do is I would see how the game's going and bring him on for 25 minutes near the end,
that's what I mean.
even 20 minutes, even 15 minutes if you had to. Don't go over 25 minutes.
Oh, 100%, I wouldn't do that. Because it's not going to be the game where we're going to be comfortably winning 3-0.
Like,
You know what I
if
mean?
fair enough,
It's not going to be that game.
fair enough. If you're 3-0 up at half time, then maybe you can think, hold on, let's maybe give him 30 minutes. But you're not going to be 3-0 up at half time.
Of course we're
I
not.
wouldn't be surprised if it's 1-1 at half time or even 2-1.
Listen, it might even be 0-0.
That's what I mean.
Might even be 0-0. So, yeah, it's just.
But yeah, no, I when I
Yeah.
seen the title, I was like, I've got to have my say on Saka because I've been wanting to have this say for a while.
Look here.
He's missed 19 matches.
He missed 19 matches. That's a lot. It's a lot of games. A lot of minutes he's missed.
Well, you've got to think there's 38 games in a season.
Yeah. So he's missed half of the season.
That's what I mean.
But yeah, it's saying, he said this. I don't know if it's a bit further down.
Have you read that
Something to
though?
do.
He also feels that he could be fit enough to potentially start against Fulham.
Where does it say that?
Do you know in the same bit as the 19 matches, the top bit, he also feels that he could be fit enough to potentially start against Fulham. You having a
Oh,
laugh?
Gio. That's him saying that, not him. 100%.
He hasn't played for months, but
Why
he
is
has
he
played
taking
for
it
the
into
last
account
48
though?
months.
Why is he taking it? Yeah, we'll come to that in a minute. Why is he taking that to account though this year? What's any need for him to be quite even highlighted? Why is there any need for him to say that in the press
That's what I
conference?
mean.
Because he wants to play him, that's why.
Yeah,
He's desperate to play him. Because he knows we're in the shit if we don't do something.
literally. That
And
one
what's
gets me
this
as
here?
well. That one gets me. He's played for the last 48 months, so 3 in 48 is a very small percentage. I haven't done the housekeeping duties for a week, but I've done it for 10 years. What the hell's that got to do with it?
Ridiculous.
What is he on about, this guy, man? What the hell? What is he on about?
It's just ridiculous.
He's a clown, mate. Your manager is literally a clown. It's like, what is he saying?
Ridiculous.
Jesus Christ, man.
Calafiori's out again. Oh dear.
It's just
How many
honestly.
times is this guy going to get injuries?
And you
Oh
paid
my
42
days.
million for him.
Honestly, it's been out. He's got about 3 injuries already at Arsenal. It's his first season.
That's
3 or
what I
4
mean.
injuries. What is
That's what I
happening?
mean. It's just a joke, mate. It's an absolute joke. But no, this shows. I've enjoyed it, man. I've enjoyed this blast. We need to do it more often.
Yeah, it's been all right, hasn't it?
It's been a
The
blast, mate. Definitely.
time's gone past.
I know, yeah.
But I do wanna add another topic, just because I'm interested. I want your views in terms of your own
Go on, then.
club. Um,
If it's to do with Man United, mate, then I don't even want to be talking about it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
don't worry, it's all positive.
What positives is
Um,
there at Man United at the moment?
you can win Europa League.
Right, okay.
You can still
That's
have a
still a
good
negative
finish.
because Manchester United as a club should not even be in the Europa League.
Yeah, I get that, but you winning it and getting Champions League football.
Yeah, but we've
It's not even
scraped our
just
way to it because
but
we can't even
winning.
get Champions League football through the league.
I mean, maybe not, but you can have a respectable finish. Do you know what I mean? Because where you are now, 10th, 9th,
10th in the league and we're
sorry,
Manchester United.
13th.
Yeah,
13th,
please.
sorry.
Please. We're bottom half of the table.
Wow, you're 10 points behind Newcastle.
Mate, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
This is mental, but you're actually 12 points behind Chelsea and they're 4th. Chelsea, they're
Yeah.
having a bit of a sticky one. You never know, mate. You could finish 5th or 4th. Or 6th.
Yeah, I could also win the lottery tonight, but it's not going to happen, is it? I don't want to talk about that joke of a club. I don't want to talk about.
You don't want to talk? What do you want to talk about? Just
I
for
don't
the
want to
last
talk
few
about
minutes.
I don't want to talk about the joke of Manchester United because they are a joke, and I'll start getting annoyed, and I don't want to get annoyed.
One's really
There's nothing
spoke about
positive.
Chelsea, have we? No, there
Yeah,
isn't
because
really, is there?
Chelsea are just
Do you
doing
think
their
they're getting
thing,
away
really.
with it?
Yeah, they are 100%.
Because to me, I think they deserve a cooking. But we're not gonna cook them now because there's no point.
No, we'll
But
do that another time.
We'll do that another time. But Jesus Christ, They're supposed to be cruising top four and they're struggling to stay in the top four.
I know, yeah.
Crazy. Who have they got next though? That's what I want to know. In fact, let's have a look at their upcoming games. So I'm actually interested.
Yeah, I've not even been paying attention to Chelsea, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Genuinely, I've just not been. It's ever since Palmer's been injured, isn't it? I've not really been focused.
Yeah, facts. Right. So Tottenham at Thursday. Brentford. Conference lead. Should be winning that, shouldn't they?
Realistically, yeah.
Should be winning the competition. Ipswich. Conference League.
Fulham, Chelsea, that's a big game.
Ooh. Yeah, and Fulham beat them, didn't they? Last kick of the game, didn't it?
And then they've got Everton. That's another tough game.
Yeah, they're not going to let Everton. Not going to let them walk over them. Right. Liverpool,
Yeah, they've got some tough run of games. I'm telling you.
Newcastle, Man United.
And then they've got Man United.
Oh
and
my
then
God, is that
Forest?
last game. Jesus. What we're saying then? Top four gone, or
Game of the season, yeah. It's gonna be a tough one.
what we're saying? Them top four or no?
I think they will get top four. Genuinely, I think they will.
Fair enough.
I do hope they get top four.
Yeah, I hope so as well. But yeah, man, it's been a good show, man.
Yeah, it's been chill, man. I've liked it. I've cleared all the topics, which is good as well.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, guys, if you're watching it back, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you're new. And let you know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like these shows, we'll do a lot more of these, and I'll even try and get some more people on so that we have a lot more debates and stuff like that. So yeah, guys. But anyway, yeah, thanks for coming on, Ben. It's been much appreciated.
It's been a pleasure, Jay. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, guys, I'll go on.
I'm getting a call, bro, so I'm gonna have to shoot off. But it's been an absolute blast, and I'll do it again. All right.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
See you in a bit, my boy. See you in a bit.
In a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, also,
Hello.
yeah, guys.
What the fuck's going on?
It's alright, Ben. I'll move you. It's fine. Oh, he's moved himself. But yeah, guys. I've got a watch along tonight. Obviously, Arsenal versus Fulham. So you make sure you watch out for that. I'll be live around 7-ish roughly, because the game kicks off at like 7:45, I think. So yeah, guys. Yeah, like I said, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll catch you guys later at the watch along. Safe.